Welcome back everybody, CLAyala here. I'm showcasing you a 1v1 in the red corner where it's becoming everyone's favorite on this channel, Marmelada. And he's going to be playing against, in the yellow corner, CLAyala. I'm told it's pronounced CLAyala, although I used to pronounce it CLA back in the day when I did that tournament co-casting with Excalibur. So, CLAyala has found his fish, of course, how could you miss it? I presume that Marmelada has as well. Not yet, but I'm sure he'll make his way to it very shortly. How's this coming up? This will be a tight game from two very good players, so I'll be interested to see how they do this. How does this sort of come up? You can see they immediately put this one down because you don't want to waste any time walking to put down the first house, otherwise you'll hit your population limit. It's not worth it. So you always just throw that first one down, just so that you can relieve yourself the space to create workers, and then you start making it into like a wall and stuff like that. So CLAyala's coming for his warehouse here, and he looks like he's cancelled this one. Perhaps he just didn't have the wood for it. Yeah, I mean, look, he's struggling. It's the early game. We all know what it's like when you don't have the wood. Let's go check back out, check on Marmelada, and let's have a look at his resources here. So he's doing a little better on the resources. He still hasn't really gone for that fish. I'm not entirely sure why. Perhaps he thinks that he's because of this amazing possibility to place the warehouse. There was 4 berry bushes right next to it, so maybe it's just that efficiency because the workers are already so close that it's all good. He'll save on the wood, and there you go. Now he's put this here. My guess is probably gonna go for that. Can't imagine Marmelada would not go for fish over berries once the efficiency of the warehouse here begins to wane. The temple comes up at the same time as the fight pits. I've been noticing this more and more often. You want to get them up roughly around the same time, but you know, you just need that temple. You basically want the fight pits up before you reach the metal ages, otherwise you can't build the fight pits anymore, right? And then you want to hit the metal ages because then you can make your own food production, you know, with the farm or the poultry yard or whatever. I presume it's going to be a poultry yard in this case because I can't imagine either of these two players picking Europe in a 1v1. It's possible, but I just can't imagine it being the case. In the 1v1 meta, it's very much Asia at the top. I don't think it's impossible to win with Europe. I was winning with Europe earlier when I was climbing the ladder, but you know, it's the beginning of the season for me. Like, I hadn't actually played yet, so I was playing against you know, other players who perhaps are newer or not as good. So I was able to get away with that. I even won a Western Europe game, so you know, it was good fun. Considered making a video, but I figured probably wouldn't be interested in that. Those of you who have a keen eye on the minimap will have noticed that CLAyala has come all the way down here and has built some bunch of fight pits, and Marmelada has reacted by building some bulwarks. He can't continue to build them though because he just hit metal ages, so now he needs to tech up. But CLAyala has run forwards after fighting tigers and boars. The boar's going to sustain him. A little extra meat, every little helps. Tesco slogan, guys. So the warriors are charging in now. Let's see how he does. He's gone for that fish we were talking about. He sort of runs away. He comes back around. What's he doing? He's playing around with him. He's wasting his time. And he's come and started building shooting ranges because CLAyala has also reached the metal ages. I think I might slow it down now. So far it's been ×2 speed. I think I might take it down to 1.5 for a bit, just so we can catch up on everyone. Things are starting to increase in pace. So poultry yard is out, and he's using the Stone Age workers because they have more efficient meat collection. CLAyala's keeping an eye on everything he's doing with this scout over here. It's not worth killing. He's just going to run away, I suppose, until you have troops. He's built a bunch of slingers to help him fight against this, but CLAyala never actually went in with these warriors. I think he's sort of like, I'm not really sure what he's doing. Maybe he's sort of baiting him or something, just trying to make him think he's going to come in. Or maybe he's not, maybe he is. But what's he actually doing? Let's have a look. He's amassing a few more warriors. But what he's actually doing in his base is... let's have a look. He's got the Stone Age. Oh, that's probably why he hasn't gone in yet. He doesn't have the research yet. So it wouldn't, yeah, it wouldn't go very well. That's my guess. My guess is that he doesn't have the research, and Stone Age troops are terrible without that research. Okay, so it looks like he's yeah, so he's gone out. So I was about to say, where did those warriors go? Yeah, I mean, they are just getting taken out But they're busy here, which means that he's able to come here. No, no, no. Marmelada is investing heavily in these slingers. He's really investing in the slingers to fight off these warriors. And I guess the warriors don't have the speed burst because I haven't seen them running. Maybe they just got it now. Oh yeah, they're getting it now. Yes, there we go. So everyone start getting hit. Oh, more warriors sneaking around. Oh no, he's closed it off. But it's okay because warriors can do damage to buildings, especially now that he's got that upgrade. So he's keeping him busy. He's like, oh, hey, I'm going in. I love the way the warriors run. However, Marmelada is no noob. He is repairing really well here while his slingers kill the warriors. If you ever find yourself in this situation, by the way, always remember to repair because it's the repair speed in this is actually really good. And the earlier the age, the faster that repair speed. However, he's made it through. The warrior's speed gets him through to Marmelada's food production. You know, he's actually in a fair amount of trouble here. I think, I mean, obviously, you know, it's far from a game or anything, but he's actually taken workers off of working quite a lot this game, and these lot aren't even moving yet, as you can see. So CLAyala's definitely winning this economy. I mean, as long as he's managing. He's even destroying his bulwarks now, so he can more easily get in. It's yeah, he's actually gone one tech higher now. Let's see what's going on with him. Iron Age. I presume CLAyala's going to Iron Age if he's upgraded those fight pits. Yeah, he's about to. Because remember, you can't reach the next age and keep the previous age's building, right? You can't be two ages up. You can only keep the buildings of one age before, if you get me. All right. I'm finding this quite interesting because even though CLAyala is running in with the occasional warrior to kill some workers and stuff, he's mostly just sort of running around. Can you see? Like, he hasn't actually... I feel like if that was me, I'd be like, I'm going for it, and I'd charge in and they'd all die. But he's just being a real pain in the ass right now. I would not want to be playing against this. But if anyone can hold, it's Marmelada. He is number 1 on the ladder as far as I'm aware, unless that's changed. But he I think he typically always is. Oh, this is going to be painful. So, oh man, he got that reaction speed though. Well done. So yeah, he's kind of kept him distracted over here with these warriors, and with that speed boost, you can't catch them. And the archers have come in to fire across the tree line now that the bulwarks here have been destroyed. He's able to do that. He's not finished though. Notice that there's like 3 things. There's this up here, there's the archers here, and there's the spearmen here. So I think that that's that sort of micromanagement that you can get in this top level. I mean, you know, he's not looking at all 3 at the same time, but yeah, I think don't forget, it's not just those 3 things he's moving, right? He's also doing his base here, he's doing his economy here. So when you start to consider all of those factors, it seems it's a lot more impressive. Speaking of his economy, I'm just curious now that Marmelada's finally started smashing him back. How is he going to hold? He's got a lot of shooting ranges up, and he has hit Iron Age. Is Marmelada Iron Age? Yes, he is. So how is he going to push back here? Asian buildings do go down fairly easily, so even the slingers can do a decent amount of damage to them. CLAyala just running around with these spearmen. He's trying to run around and kill a worker. That's what he's trying to do. It's so annoying to deal with. Oh, cool choice of research. He went for that territory upgrade. Look how much vision it's given him. He can see the whole map. You know what? Let's actually have a look at what he can see. Yeah, so this is CLAyala's vision. It's basically like it's unlocked everything. He's just always getting in there. He's always getting in there with like 1, 2, or 3 dudes. Man, it's just he's like I don't know. You can't kill this guy. You can't stop him. Oh look, he's going forwards now to start building towers here. This will be a big deal. He'll really choke him. We'll come back to that though. I just want to see what's going on here. Okay, so Marmelada's decided, right, enough of this. I'm not playing your game anymore. CLAyala knows he's coming. See the reaction speeds of these guys. He knows he's coming. He's going to start building towers or cancelling towers. Don't know if that's a mistake or not. Let's have a look at what's going on here. We really reveal the fog again. Yeah, I mean, Marmelada's in trouble, but it's partially because he split his force, right? He sent this force up here because he's been taking eco damage progressively, as you can see, with his workers getting killed. He knows if he's going to be able to bring this back, he needs to do eco damage to CLAyala, whose base is likely undefended because he's invested so many resources in his forward base, or proxy base, as some people call it. So, what's going on here? Workers migrating back. Not sure where from. Yeah, I mean, he's just doing that same thing. He loves running in this direction. I suppose it's because he's probably cued his buildings to move that way, right? I don't know. Or maybe he is genuinely just trying to pull him away. He's trying to pull him away from this side so that he can do stuff like this with the tower. And look, now Marmelada can't even farm these trees. Let's quickly have a look in CLAyala's base. What's going on? I'm curious about the worker count here. I'm going to slow it down even more, guys. Sorry, so much is happening in these games. I'm going to take it down to 1 speed. But this is a native game speed, which feels really slow when you look at it like this, isn't it? But this is how fast the game normally plays. CLAyala's hit Middle Ages. These workers are in trouble. All right, let me quickly check that worker count. So CLAyala's worker count. Okay, so we're at about 60 or so. Marmelada's worker count is about 51, so that's actually, you know, a big difference. Actually, that's a pretty big difference. So you can see Marmelada's trying to close that gap. He's trying to close that gap by killing his workers. Now they've all gone and hidden towers, which, you know, is better than them collecting. Of course, you'd rather they'd be dead, but you know, or Marmelada would rather they'd be dead. Let's keep going now. So it's just heavy archers on heavy archers here, but again, CLAyala is just relentless. He's just like, nah, I'm not fighting you. I'm going for your workers. And this is the tricky thing. For Marmelada is that it's he has to travel the whole map if he's going to try and take CLAyala's workers. Now they've all emigrated, like all gone back to the tree line, and he's just taking houses, which isn't bad. No, not bad. He's probably too busy in his own base trying to defend to be going back for CLAyala's workers. But yeah, I'd say it's looking quite bad for him because you know, he can definitely come back from this, but given that he's so many workers behind, it is a bit concerning for him. How's okay, so he's got his middle-aged structure up. Maybe this can help. It can definitely help clear these buildings if they manage to get to them, but I'm not really sure that's going to go down. Yeah, I wanted to mention proxies a little bit as a concept. So what's tricky for Marmelada here, or anyone who's on the receiving end of this, like, is that they just kind of have a big slugfest here, right? They're going to be fighting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The consequence for CLAyala losing is that Marmelada kind of moves into tower range, and maybe he destroys a building, but they pump out more troops, and then Marmelada has to retreat. Check out those rocket cannons being queued there. However, the consequence for Marmelada losing against the proxy is that CLAyala gets into his base and kills his workers, and maybe more sensitive houses that are easy to destroy. So you can see the stakes are not even. The odds are not even when you're fighting against a proxy. How you should go about that, I can't say for sure. I imagine it's something to do with this. Why he destroyed all those houses. Well done. He needs to move these to attack these workers though, or something. These ones. Yeah. Anyway, he's too busy. He's too busy over here, I guess. I think yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that when you're fighting up against a proxy, the player who's got the proxy has much lower stakes than you, because your workers and stuff are at risk. They can just run past you guys like CLAyala's been expertly doing, and killing workers, whereas you can't do that to their proxy. There's nothing here to like run past and kill. I mean, I guess there's a few workers, but you know, like these buildings, it's less worth it, and that's why proxy players are usually at a big advantage. I guess it depends on the size of the map as well. If it's a small map, it won't take Marmelada long to get to CLAyala's base and destroy some buildings. But given that this map is also huge, I suppose what he could do, again, this feels silly telling these players who are way better than me what to do, but I think what he maybe could do is if he had like if he could afford a stable, let's check his resources. If Marmelada could afford a stable, maybe he could make like you know, mounted Ronin, you know, some cavalry. There we go, CLAyala's back. Oh, not the fishing ship. That's gonna hurt. Oh man, that's expensive. And then he can send the cavalry into CLAyala's base to do harassment to try and even the odds. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like that's probably the play when you're trying to defend. But generally, it is a stressful situation to be fighting against proxy base, and Marmelada knows because he uses proxies all the time. This is one of the first games of his that I've watched where he hasn't built a proxy, which is interesting. He's still doing stuff in CLAyala's base, it seems. He hasn't completely stopped here. CLAyala was trying to build a wall to stop him, but did not finish it in time before he got in, and now he's going to start killing some dudes. Let's jump to see what's happening here. They're just kind of, yeah, they're just having a slugfest. But this is what I'm talking about. So if yellow here wins, red's workers are in trouble. If red here wins, nothing happens. Because, here you go, Marmelada says, yeah, proxy always wins. Because what's he going to do with archers? Bear in mind that when you're defending, you're usually defending with archers because they're cheaper and better for defense. So when you counter push, you got nothing to kill. Like, you can't really take the building. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, Marmelada says here, says GG. He says proxy always wins. Does it always win? I don't know. How do you counter proxies? Again, I'm not sure. If anyone's wondering, I guess I would say that it's about scouting. So you see the proxy coming and you can react. You know what? Let's just jump back to the beginning a bit, yeah? If you guys have got a little bit more time to spend. Just a little bit. I just want to catch CLAyala coming here and I want to see what Marmelada can see. So let's see when he catches it. Keep an eye on here. Hope you guys don't mind his post-game analysis. Is he already there? Oh, yeah. Okay. What? Slow it down. Stop. So, when Marmelada sees it, it's already got 4 fight pits up. That house obviously isn't there. It's a replay glitch. Is it 4 fight pits? Yeah. So, he's got 4 fight pits and he's building himself a warehouse to mine this ore a bit. So, is that early enough? I'm not sure. I feel like the ideal scenario is that your scout sees the workers moving and then you follow the workers, right? And then as soon as they start building structures, you maybe send some of your own workers to slap the buildings down. You know, you build your own fight pits to be able to go over there and destroy. If you catch it a little bit later like this and you're not ready with your own dudes, I'm not too sure what he could have done here, what he would have done differently. Maybe he can tell us in the comments. I know sometimes he does watch my videos, so feel free to tell us what you think in hindsight you could have done differently, mate. But I feel like maybe he's let him breathe for too long, maybe because he's got a lot of food, right? So I guess he's making slingers now, but you know, maybe these bulwarks could have been built closer, like here. You know, he could have come forward with some workers, but maybe it's not worth taking them off production. I don't know. I think I would have tried like running with 5 workers and just start building bulwarks to sort of choke him in, and then eventually you have to go and slap them with the workers' extra building damage. See, like 7 building damage per slap. And then with slingers, you're not taking buildings, right? They're doing 4. But slingers are better for defense, right? So maybe like a combination of slingers and workers and then bulwarks. But honestly, I don't actually know. I'm just riffing here. The key is to catch it early so that you can stop it before it escalates and before they start planting towers and stuff down. But yeah, and then if you can, depending on the map, depending on what you can spare, I think whenever you win a fight, again, if anyone's thinking CLAyala is talking so much shit right now, please feel free to tell me if you disagree. But I feel like whenever you win a fight, you know, we saw those 2 archers fighting here, like one wave. No point pushing in because you're not really going to achieve anything once they've already cemented their hold. Instead, just stay on the defensive and use any spare resources you have. Because remember, every time you die, you have to remake those troops and you run out of resources. So any spare resources you have, go forwards to their base. Their base is going to have nothing. Make them spend money on building towers in their own base. You know, stuff like that. Try go forwards. I'm not sure, you know, again, I'm not sure what Marmelada thinks of this, or how he could have done it differently, but that's my gut feeling. Obviously, the map is massive, so it's hard to achieve. Alternatively, you hold out long enough to be able to build some cavalry, and then that's a lot easier to just run them forwards and continue to raid. Of course, when you're going Asia, the Metal Ages Asian cavalry suck compared to the European Asian cavalry, so typically maybe you want to hit Middle Ages before you try that.